There we go.
Oh, we've got Chrys Salt coming up.
Yes, Chris, would you like to read for us? It's lovely to see you again. Where are you?
No, no, I'd love to, and I've changed my mind in view of Dónall's demon's testicles. I thought, not obviously your own, because there's such a stigma, it seems, about people over 39 having sex. I thought I thought I'd read a couple of poems about sex. There you go. First one is called Love on the Beach, and it was it was something we saw in France. Um, he must have been 80. She was topless, a dug slung like a used condom on his snowdrift of chest hair, skin slack as an elephant's, hammocks of it drooping under belly, forearm, chin. This, on a beach, sprawling with taut flesh, plumped, oiled, sun-bronzed, young. And they were kissing. Not a cheek peck, but full on. A lover's kiss, tongues licking pleasure from each other's mouths, oblivious to disgust and sidelong glance. Let that be us, I thought. Not daytime TV, watching amaryllis grow pullovers with V-necks from catalogues, crosswords and puzzle books, small dreams, string vests, big pants, and running out of talk. But bite and suck and roving hand, still lovely to each other on the sultry sound. And another one on roughly the same theme. When new, she awoke with the starter, sprang like a leopard on ignition. It was Bran's hatch, high velocity, fueled with testosterone, pistons going like the clappers, a crescendo of revs, hungry to reach their destination. Tires, everything screaming, then a slow braking, an exhalation of exhaust, a coming to rest, like quiet breathing. Now he uses a crank handle to get the old girl started, a careful nurturing of clutch and gear. He takes her out on quiet, residential roads. Although the electrics are not what they were, the fine upholstery, scuffed and lumpy, he can still fire her up. He still loves her. And given the right encouragement, she still goes. And finally, on the same theme, I am being stalked by a little old lady. I glimpse her in shop windows, the chrome of car headlights, my bedroom mirror. But she is too quick for me. I turn my head and she disappears, only to reappear in picture glass, a polished tabletop, the television screen. Down at the station, the police think I've got balmy. Strange, because she was evident in the constable's bifocals as he reluctantly took a note of my visit.
That was the demon testicles of a poem, that was.
That's what inspired me, Dónall. I was going to read something about war, but it
Very good.
slipped my mind.
Make love, not war.
Thank you so much. We definitely identified with the first one, except we let ourselves off too much daytime television, but we got the crosswords. We are doing the crosswords. We're going to have
Okay,
to watch that.
what about the amaryllis?
Orchid small, yeah. Same sort of thing.
Is
What
this
about the
great
big pants?
amaryllis?
The
And
big pants?
if we could get to a beach, we'd be just as naughty as that. But we can't get to a beach at the moment.
Oh, darling.
Oh.
Well, the time will come.
The most I
I'm
can do
sure it
is to
will.
scatter sand
Hello,
all across the living room.
Michael Farry, and hello, Tim, and
Oh.
lovely friends, and who else was? And Ray. Hello.
Yes, it's lovely to
It's
see
lovely.
everybody. A lot of
Yes,
people
it
came
is.
in just as we started, and I didn't say hello, but hello to all
Look
of
at
you.
it. Who's that Michael Farry guy up in
Yes,
that
my
little box?
turn to read now. Michael, would you like to read, please?
Thank you, Janice. And now for something completely different. Thanks, Chrys. I'm going to read 3 short poems, and this one is an April Fool's poem. Our family is very big into April Fool's jokes and pranks, so you have to be very careful on the 1st of April. April Fool. Your tie is crooked, your laces are undone. They'd like to see your paintings, even buy one. He's at your back door waiting for the check. She says she loves you. See you at the discotheque. Look, I see your sister's in the local paper. She was lucky she had done the judge a favour. Aunt Katie rang to say she's on her way. Some fuss about a crime. She needs a place to stay. Sit down. Sorry, someone moved the seat. There's a man at the door with a balance sheet. The time has changed. Please adjust your sundials. How many happy months in 100 miles? The sky is falling. The clouds are raining hate. Do you know an archduke we could assassinate? The dogs of war awaken, relentless, cruel, and April is not the only month for fools. And this one is called Fruit. Even now, I'm ill at ease with anything more exotic than an apple. Oranges and bananas are almost friends, but I'm still flustered by their effluent juices, starting places. In those simple russet days, we knew our way around, peeled in one piece, negotiated down to the disposable core, avoiding fuss and slobber. Fruit fashions come and go. I have experimented, mango, pomegranate, passion fruit, suffer the ignominy of false starts, bedaubed lips, pipped teeth, the horrors of a bib beard, and the absolute terror at finding something hard, covert, ominous at the fruit center, lacking any tutelage in handling its obduracy. And the final one was for my 10th grandchild. When they know you write poems, they expect you to write a poem for each grandchild. So this grandchild was born on the 15th of December, 2024. And we got a message from her mother saying, her name was Anna May, the child's name. The message read, Anna May glided into the world at 10:30 p.m. So I was struck by the use of the word glided, of course. And it was the invasion of Ukraine had started. As you glide into a winter's welcome, glad gatherings greet you, plump hope glider, glorious infant star, lightening this gloomy globe, its named storms and death thrones gliding awfully over other justborns. Thank you for the glint of hope in this bleakest midwinter. As your butterfly glide enlivens, your eel swivels hint at an energetic glee, a pep to quicken our world into a grow glide to something tolerable. Behold a Gloria moment. Go, child, gleam, glide, glisten, glow. Thank you.
That's lovely. Yes, we've got a mango in the fridge, which I'm trying to get up my courage to start doing. I know how to, but it's a very mucky job. Thank you very much. Now, Kathryn, lovely to see you, Kathryn. Kathryn used to come quite often, but you're doing a workshop nowadays, aren't you, on Tuesdays? But it's
Yeah.
Easter holidays now, so I took my chance and got you in.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to read from my new pamphlet, which is called How I Became a Witch. I'll read three very short poems and one slightly longer one. Giving voice to the green man. She thought to find him in the meadow, too tidy there. Tried the hillside, he wasn't there. Brought in dead ash for the fire, although it was still green. And in none of these things could he be seen. Then at her table she conjured up the bare trees, the winter waste of wood, and her eyes sprouted ivy leaves and birds, and her mouth spewed a forest of words. Pendle. The hill is floating, that great bulk mirrored by its shadow in the setting sun. The brow lifting, long flank fired by orange-flamed clouds. Where will it spend the night until the witches bring it back tomorrow morning? This sequence is set in 1612, and it centres on the Pendle Witch trials of that year, in which two of my ancestors were involved. One was acquitted, the other one was hanged. His poem is called Chorus 1. Watch lest those words of entreaty turn to a curse. Watch lest the luck charms are taken for worse. Watch lest the milk turn, the butter not churn. Watch the child sicken, let child recover, blame or claim, healer or other. Catch the tongue of the vulgar sort, hocus pocus the papist cant, 5 Aves and a creed, for penance and cure they plead. Crucifix hoc signum vitam aeternam, strike Heli's gate. Amen. The ancestor of mine who was condemned and hanged was known as Chattox. And unfortunately, one of the great risk factors for being condemned as a witch is to be old and poor and disabled. And this woman was all three. She was known as Chattox, but in this poem, she tries to reclaim her name and the name of some of the people who'd accused her. Let it rest. I'll tell no more tales of the Demdike and her brood. Poor soul, being dead of the jail fever. Me send to follow her, no doubt, a rope's end, out on moor. And who's to blame? That child, Alice Clemmed, do out for a bite and a sup. T'other lass, frazzled, her curse could fell a stout pedlar, and on her knees begging pardon. Nay, we was all vexed and baffled, practised on. Words twisted by smooth clerks and magistrates, covering their backs and currying favour from lords and that daft king. He's got the wind up good and proper. It's caught on all right, even grand ladies ta'en and all, far off the songs we by ribble, but they be papists, so it's rope or spewed entrails, and the tailors quartering for likes of them and their kind. Do you follow me and my slobbered words? Chattox by name and nature, a sorry sight and sound. But speak I will. Let them take me, sen, and spare me lovely lass Anne Redfern, born a Whittle. Yes, there's a name. Right, Whittle. Once me name were Whittle. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathryn. That's a very interesting story. To have witches as relatives, as ancestors, is quite special, isn't it?
That's interesting.
You've got your lighting a bit witchy tonight.
Oh, very atmospheric.
Yeah. Good luck with the pamphlet. I'm sure it'll do well. Now, we've got Clive next. Clive Donovan. Lovely to see you again.
Thank you. This one's called The Roundabout. The roundabout goes round and around, with horses, lions, and giraffes, heaving their regular bobs up, down, as I search for parental waves, sometimes finding a smiley face picked out in the blurry crowd. But maybe they're not seeing me at all, stiff and lordly on my brass pole, humping in twirl of reeking onion grease, hot kids and diesel. Maybe they're gazing at that girl with red hair just ahead of me and wretched, stuck between a camel's humps. Too late with altered plan, the ginger dafty wants a unicorn and screams to get off. Embarrassing her parents, probably. And me too now. I need to dismount. She's sabotaging all the fun, such as exists on this boring carousel. The dragons and tigers are mute, stodgy lumps. I wonder if she'd rather be with me, driving a dodgem car, carelessly unpredictable, growling on metallic floor, reciprocating shoves and clouts in showers of sparks. But would she shriek and change her mind again, each and every time we bump? This one is actually my latest poem. It's called Love's Market. See, still writing about love at my age. Here, in the love market, one can buy the whites of eyes, the softness of dimples behind knees and elbows, strokes for arms, firm shoulder grips, nice warm hugs, comforting laps, and lyrical songs. Contracts can be bought for future relapses. Guarantees can be procured, insurances against love's betrayals, and odds quoted for love's success. You can purchase horoscopes and potions, 7 methods to seduce, 4 to extricate, top strategies to provoke desire, ribbons, useful words, and all the usual jewels. It is heaving on a Saturday, this market. When the start bell is struck, trade is hearty, wild, frantic, biting, kicking, scratching, stalls overturned. When the great sob of bell calls time, we all go home alone. This one, she smiles among his files. In his never-emptied inbox on the desk, her picture lingers, nestling with memoranda, notes of passwords, keyboard shortcuts. He picks her up, caresses her, thinking to frame that face someday. Promote her to the out tray then, an oval shape, clean sheet of glass, taped, tacked, her image fixed at last, as she deserves, this homeless girl. He sighs and slides her vaguely back to drift among his jots and lists of things to do and things he's missed, the articles and recipes, the ritual postcards sent by his friends on luscious mini breaks and honeymoons, the pointless warranties he's kept, the oh so worthless guarantees. That DVD of season 3 they never viewed with fingers clasped. The unsolved puzzle just beyond his grasp. And just to finish off, here's a little haiku that I whipped up this very morning. This is for Anthony, Tony. The trees whispering, the hateful sound of chainsaw in the green valley. Thank you.
Yes, it's that time of year, isn't it? It's happening all around here too. The chainsaws.
Yeah.
There's a thing called Chainsaw Sunday.
Is that?
If they're all out.
Gosh.
Stop it.
Oh, nightmare. Now, unfortunately, it looks as though Georgia's been held up. She's not been able to get in. So we'll ask her to come next time if she can. So Judith, would you like to go ahead now?
Thank you. So I'm going to read a poem about a picture I really love called The Lacemaker by Vermeer. And I'll let you into a secret for reasons I can't explain. I went to lace making classes many years ago. I didn't get very far. Quite painstaking. Secrets and silence. I know how it pleases my father to see me bowed over a new intricate pattern pinned to my lace-making pillow while he reads his Bible. The church bell chimes the hour. Children clatter over courtyard cobbles. My bobbins, wound with finest flax, tap together as I twist and cross each strand round a pearl-topped pin. Weave the next small motif of braid, half-stitched diamonds, leaf-shaped tallies, trapped in a spider web of threads. Spills of late afternoon sunlight glaze the folds of my saffron dress. I loosen a tendril of hair from my cap, hoping to glimpse him as he passes our window. I keep his letter hidden under the tasseled cloth. When my bobbins stop, there is only silence. Then a while ago I went to, there's a lovely, I don't know if you've been to the Foundling Hospital Museum in London, which is sort of in a bit of London behind Great Ormond Street, where poor women took their children and left a token. And they've still got these tokens in the museum where a token was made, half was left with the baby and half kept by the woman in the hope she could save enough money to get her baby back. Foundling. She tucks her half of the token underneath her pillow. It still feels as soft as the scoop of her baby's neck, the hollow she wrapped her promise to collect him in a last kiss. Stitched from calico cut from her petticoat, dimity sprigged with lily of the valley, snipped from the hem of her Sunday dress. A keepsake ribbon embroidered with his initials so there would be no doubt. One night she woke to find it had disappeared, scrabbled to her knees, pulling at the covers until she found it, curled up in a ruckle of her bedsheet. After that she stowed it in the box with her savings. As the faring ribbon fades to dusty pink, she wonders what name they called him. It's a bit sad, sorry. And this last one's a bit more cheerful. It's about my wonderful father-in-law, who was Polish, and he was called Ojciec by my children because that's Polish for father. So I've been reminded of him lately with lots of things going on in Kyiv. Ojciec. I saw men who reminded me of him on the television news queuing in Kyiv, wanting to take up arms to stop their borders being redrawn in blood. That's him in his double-breasted demob suit, pinstriped, broad lapels, turn-ups deep enough to hide secrets in. Shiny shoes, toe cups spit-polished, wings of steel grey hair brushed back, eyes roomy with tears as the grandchildren hurl themselves at him shrieking. He feels them in factory calloused hands, nothing to worry about. These days he struggles to hear me, but smiles and nods. I tell him there's cottage pie in the oven. Home late to a smoke-filled kitchen, the kids delighted with Grandad's jam sandwiches and the toffees magic from his pockets. Years later, among his sparse belongings, we'll find documents for a parcel of land near Warsaw and his hidden medals for valour. Thank you. Thanks.
Oh, that's great. The portrait of your father-in-law. Donald's reminded me that I used to be married to a Pole, and I was a teacher at the time, and nobody could say his name because I always changed my name when I got married. So my name was Długosz, and they used to call me Mrs. Diddle Diddle.
They must have really liked you. That's a nice name.
Anyway, thank you very much. 3 lovely poems. Jenna, Plewes, please.
Right, I'm just making sure I'm not muted. I've got 3 poems. There was a time our fingers knew the feel of soil, the wet fleece of a newborn lamb, warm flank of a cow, spurt of milk. We knew the smell of dung and rot, wildflower meadows, cider crush, the sickly sweetness of decay. We heard chiffchaffs, cuckoos, peewits, saw pipistrelles stream like smoke from under the eaves. Now contrails streak the sky, engines purr, screens flicker, phones ping, tug our attention. Fields are ruffled seas of grain, sown and reaped by robots, grass bundled into plastic bales. Rucksacked and booted, we trek designated paths, put sweet wrappers in the bins provided at viewpoints, drive home, nose to tail, sun-tanned and weary, to dream of darkness, wild woods, and untamed things. And the next one. The swallows did not come this year. We'd ring the date, then laughed at our naivety. Our young had never come on time. The swallows were like family, swooping in, taking over the porch, scattering their stuff everywhere. This year the porch is barren, the nest empty. Wings no longer knit the sky, only contrails whiten like stretch marks. So many things are precious in the losing. The flit of bats at twilight, glowworms like fallen stars. We must love the weeds and messiness, leave stinging nettles for the butterflies, cherish every spider, ant, and bluebottle, rejoice at bees foraging the lavender, goldfinches feasting on thistles. Try to walk more lightly on the earth before it is too late. And the third one, lapwings. Last time they circle overhead, then row into the wind, their voices, spilt coins, falling away, glinting in the summer rain. Too late? No, not too late to dream and build those dreams into reality. Harness the sun, the waves, the wind, listen to the stirrings in the soil. Not too late to plant and replant, learn to hold hands again. Poets, painters, playwrights, singers and composers have ways to pierce the heart, meld laughter and tears, build small fires of hope and blow them into flame.
Thank you very much, Jenna. Your poems about nature and the loss of nature were always very moving. Thank you. Now, Rosie, lovely. Rosie, let's hear from you. She's up in the corner there.
Oh, I'm up in the corner. Once again, I've got a somewhat eclectic mix of, there we are. This one's an homage to our little old dog, Mary the cheerful one, because you were unexpected. We'd only gone to the shelter to support a friend, because you chose us, because you wagged and wriggled, because you'd already had 3 homes and been rejected, because your optimism, like Tigger, shining through, made us take you home. Because 14 years later, you are still cheerful. Because while stiff and losing your coat, you still get up to greet us on homecoming. Because you greet all our visitors on arrival, quietly insistent. Because you are so good with young children and yelp but do not snap if they grab your moustache to kiss you. That's that one. Funny old dog. This one, actually, this got the news. We live on a tidal road, and regularly people drive into the water on the tidal road, despite everything. Summer comes to Milburn. The tide comes in, the tide goes out, regular as the turn of the moon. There's a sign saying impassable at times. Another, road liable to flooding. A picture, a car tipping off a high wall into water. But people take no notice, think it's an exaggeration. It is the first sign of summer. And this particular one on Easter weekend was there from Saturday through to last night. Oh, blocking the entire road. So there you go. And I love dolphins. I love the moment when on a moon-filled night on my watch out at sea, looking out for tankers and fishing boats, sail full and set, quietly slipping along. There's a sudden breathy, a sound like no other, and the pod is upon us, diving under the bow, racing the hull a foot underwater, changing sides in unison, leaping in controlled curves. I call the crew, who sleeping still scramble to see this lift of life. Sometimes, on a leap, I catch an eye, and in my mind at least, recognition, communication. Thank you.
You see dolphins off where you live, do you? That's amazing.
All over the place. Sometimes, not always. There's a lot in Tor Bay at the moment. They've got dolphins, they've got whales, they've got all sorts, and they're just all living in the bay.
The warmer weather, I suppose.
And they're in the road too, impeding the cars trying to get through.
You're making it up again.
I saw a video where all these people are in a hall and they let a dog loose. And the dog goes up and down, and chooses who it wants to be with.
Yeah. Well, that's what Mary did. That's pretty well what Mary did. We were there just to support a friend, and her dog came out, and a couple of other little dogs came out at the same time. I don't know quite why. And Mary just rushed up to us, wagged and wagged and wagged, yes. And we had to take her home. So
that's what these
there it was.
Doing. Yes.
That was a lovely one. Loved it.
Thank you.
Now we're going to hear from Sheila. Sheila Aldous, please.
Well, they're both love poems of a sort. This one is from a book I wrote while I was sleeping, and it's about the forced adoption of my cousin, my aunt's child. She never saw her again, unfortunately. It was a terrible thing because my aunt was very, very ill, and the priest at the hospital allowed for the adoption. It was a distressing time all her life. Anyway, this is one poem from the book, and it's called Kissing in the Dark. I cannot sleep again. 3 a.m. and my feet are in and out, kicking off the covers, tossing, turning, thinking of her. Sheets off up to my chin, left side, right side, back to front. We had been dancing a do-si-do, laughing back to back, two ballerinas pirouetting around each other, not quite touching. Where are you? Are you on this side of the planet? Have you moved to another continent? Are you just doorsteps away? A woman all grown up. Are you weighing heartbeats too? Measuring the maternal visit? Are you kissing me in the dark? Would I know you if we ran for the same bus? Would we fight for a parking space? Or say, no, you go before me. You have more to carry than me. What's that? Very personal story in there. This one was in Acumen, and it is a bit of a love poem. That's the way I look at it. And it's about the clay that's in the riverbank here. Rosie might know about that because it's on the River Tean. And so it's a bit about that as well. We walk the way of clay. We walk the way of clay, sink into the history of heavy horses. In the mud, we strain to listen, marvel at the price of peace, so cheap for anyone who wants it. You tell me we are this mud. It grabs us with heavy feet as every step drags us in, and we are moulded in its likeness, shaped in step to step lightly off. We learn to pick our way through. You tell me to listen, that I will hear the snort and tremble, squelch and neigh of troubled souls who pulled the carts. I see the writing on the page, carved by swans, egrets, oyster catchers. You tell how those men of clay reached the bridge to pay their toll, how labour's price wrote their names. I feel your hands, veined yet soft, steady me on shale green ground, so I do not slip into the shoreline's whisper. Gulls disturb this bond between us. I ask, how far to Newton Abbot? Your answers lost in the hug of wind, in the slam and moan that lifts us off our feet as the sky above cries. I read your lips, but it doesn't matter because we are here. Thank you. Oops, that was my dog. Just one moment.
Thank you, Sheila. Sheila, that was grand.
He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. No chance he'll be back.
So
Dog,
our last reader is Anne.
It's very nice of you to let me read. There's with the moon business at the moment, I thought I should read an old poem of mine from 2019 called Up in the Gods. It was the first night of the proms, and Zashad Castri's piece, Long is the Journey, Short is the Memory, was being played at the, and I was imagining this from Up in the Gods as in the platform, the balcony at the Royal Albert Hall. From up here, music throbs and soars and rolls around a star-studded sky as singers strive to make melody from failures of green shoots to thrive through long dark nights without flowers or roots or rain or air. But Lady Moon is singing too. Don't you feel how I've reached out, striven to preserve tides, tried to reverse your ruinous resolve? Why aspire to come, forsaking a ruined earth? Long is the journey, short is the memory of damage done. So that was the 50th anniversary of the moon landing. And recently I wrote a poem about a community orchard where they're very much trying to reverse the damage done to the earth. It's called Wassailing. Making merry over the wall from the winter garden drew us to an orchard thronging with smiling, singing, jinglers of bells, warmed with hats and a pit of fire, fueled by fallen branches, tended by children, discerning how close to stand to toast marshmallows. A silver sun hung high in a sheer white sky, still, as if pausing to remember children here before, as if respecting people passed on or passing by, gleaming a bright light, shining as if to endure a natural world of which we are a part, delighting with us in the right. We toasted and talked of hopes that saps would rise and roots pass on nutrients to nourish trees in need, and all the lives depending on them, and of who knew how far and wide regeneration might pass on. Cheer carried through the air, down past the palace long gone, over the river into a wood where marsh beavers might wander, sniff the half-fueled air, throbbing to the tune of sap-filling roots of trees. Let this carry on to the 7th generation. Let those who share the labour eat of the trees, instincts sustaining neighbours, restoring communities. So I thought it went well to redress the balance of the moon. I forgot to check the time. Is there time for a short one about trees? Yes? 3 trees, another old one, and read this one. 3 trees stood sentry by the timeless track up towards the wood, heads grey as the clouring clouds overhead, trunks twisted, weathered ash white, fallen branches rotting at their feet. Only late green buds glistened from tips of twigs from the lower boughs of the one standing in the valley, as if waters had rushed to their rescue from beds far off, out of our sight. And the tree at the top was regreened on the side by the bluebell wood, as if roots of trees within the wood worked together to restore, and might in time join with the valley's healing stream to resurrect the central tree, as yet still dead. As if these trees, old like the world, know something we barely grasp of intact powers still striving to restore the world. Thank you.